Well, there's something I want to talk about. One is super micro computer. I'll give you the lowdown and we can talk about it. I think it's very interesting. There's a company called Super Micro that you may have heard of because they had an insane stock market performance this year. Basically, what they do is they take Nvidia chips and they link them all together in a server in like a more efficient way. It's like less energy intensive. That's the idea. And so they've had an incredible year. Let me see if I can zoom in so you only see the part I want to talk to you about. There we go. I mean, just an incredible skyrocketing stock to the moon, to the absolute moon. I remember I did that interview with Ben and Emil. I did the podcast and we talked about it right as it was happening. And they were like, God, I wish I invested in SMCI. And I was like, well, you never know, whatever. Anyway, skyrocketed because obviously it was like the same trends as Nvidia, but cheaper, you know, because like everyone that was buying Nvidia chips probably just going to buy through SMCI. And SMCI here is the third biggest customer that Nvidia has. It's like Microsoft, Facebook, and then SMCI, people that are buying Nvidia chips. SMCI buys them all, bundles them up into servers, energy efficient, whatever, sells them to businesses. Turns out, as of yesterday, their auditor, so every company that's public has an auditor that goes over their financial statements to make sure they're accurate. You know, there's considered the big four auditors. One of them is Ernst & Young. They're like, you know, a big famous auditor, long time history. The idea of the big four is that they're stable and reliable. You send your financials to them, they confirm they're reliable. I mean, they're accountants, you know, but they check it out. As of yesterday, Ernst & Young publicly said they are firing their own client, which is really where they're firing Supermicro because they cannot legally or morally approve their statements. And since then, the stock took a bit of a turn. It's extremely rare. I mean, it is like late stage Enron-esque, although Enron's auditor didn't even have that good decency to do that. It's extremely rare. So I just want to get the full story here. Again, I just want to exemplify how rare this is. You pay these companies. Like you as a company, if you have a lot of money, you pay one of the auditing firms. So it's like, you know, in 2008 when like the auditors and the ratings agencies, they looked the other way. They had blinders on, right? They didn't, because they are so loath to lose a client. They love the money that they're willing to like. What that tells me is that Ernst & Young is so confident that there is some fraud and cheating going on here and that it's going to get discovered, that they do not want to be anywhere near it. It's not like Ernst & Young is an extremely moral company. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that they've looked the other way on a lot of minor indiscretions from a lot of companies to make money, to become one of the big four. So the fact that they are literally firing their client is crazy. And this has a lot of impacts because, again, as we've been saying, so much of the AI bubble in stocks has been driven by companies like this that keep saying their earnings are amazing, that they're making so much fucking money. The fact is, it's possible that they are either overstating the amount of money they're making, which is a lie, and that would come in an audit, or they are lying about their costs, which is also kind of like what Enron did, right? You take all your costs and you make a shell corporation and put them all on that so your main company looks super clean and growing. It's very clear that something is happening here, and this is very recent, so it's all going to come out pretty soon. But as we get to the bottom of this, it could have knock-on effects. I mean, again, like I said, Nvidia's third largest customer, so 11% of all of Nvidia's revenue comes from Supermicro. This is SMCI. So if they're fraudulent, it's gonna impact Nvidia. And then these top two, Microsoft and Meta, all of their investors are saying, hey, like at the most recent earnings, they were all saying, we noticed you've been spending a lot of money on GPUs. When are we going to see a return on that? So again, all three of these customers are like in a spot where they might be cutting back. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Weren't Ernst & Young the one who had their auditors get busted for cheating on ethics? Exactly. Yes. Very recently, there was a scandal about everyone at Ernst & Young was like cheating the easy ethics exams to get through them easier. So it's just funny that they are the ones who are saying, hey, this is too far. Supermicro, this is too far. So again, to me, this seems like an Enron situation. I mean, I've never heard of a big four company firing their client for reasons other than like immediate legal trouble. So we'll see. The last time this happened with Enron, the big five auditors became the big four because Arthur Andersen exploded. Nobody trusted him, ever did anything with again. So when we get in Supermicro hats, let's do that Nortel one's first, folks. Nortel one's tomorrow, I believe. And Shrug, did you see that Elon Musk is trying to get XAI valued at $45 billion? He doesn't get to choose that. Elon Musk, XAI valuation. Oh, he's trying to get funding for it that could have it valued at 40 billion. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Elon Musk is trying to raise funds for XAI from Middle Eastern investors. And what this comes down to is if he can convince somebody in Saudi Arabia that XAI is worth 45 billion, then yeah, he can do that. He's pulling what the Masayoshi-san, you know, where the SoftBank guy went out there and got 100 billion from worthless shit for WeWork and stuff. You can do it. I mean, they have a ton of money, and if you can convince them it's worth that much, then yes, yeah, definitely. We're in a different environment than when he did that. You know what I'm saying? 2024 is way different. I don't know if he will get this money at this valuation. It's TBD. Especially because a lot of the Saudi wealth fund, I believe, invested in Twitter and lost money. So they're probably a little more wary. I've been playing a significant role in this election, Musk told the Future Investment Initiative. That's great. That's great that Elon Musk is going around the Middle East telling them what a role he has in our elections. Should invest in my company. Oh, that's really frustrating because if the company's not worth 45 billion, but Elon Musk has significant political capital because Trump won and he has power in the White House, then they might give him the valuation of 45 billion for influence, AKA like a bribe. You know what I'm saying? It's like a legal bribe. If someone has a company and you invest in it at more than it's worth, no one can call you bribery, but you're giving them, and now you have influence. That's unfortunate. That's not cool. Trump called Mark Cuban a really dumb guy on Twitter. I wanted to show you this. This is actually, let me tell you something. When it comes to Twitter fights, there is a GOAT. This is the Trump v. Mark Cuban. He gave him a paragraph, dude. Mark Cuban, a really dumb guy. Wait, can we do this in a Trump voice? This would be awesome if it worked. Does Mark want to be the next Republican candidate? Mark Cuban is clearly angling to be a Democratic candidate in 2028. Clearly.
Mark Cuban, a really dumb guy who thinks he's hot stuff, but he's absolutely nothing, is now out there saying that I don't surround myself with strong women. Actually, he is very wrong. I surround myself with the
Oh, it's cutting off. Trump. That wasn't even a good one. Where's the ones they use for like TikTok, Trump, Biden? You don't got the money for those ones? You don't? All right, voice. Let's try. Can you say this?
Yes, Donald Trump would proudly say that.
How is that Donald Trump?
Yes, Donald Trump would proudly say
How
that.
is that Donald Trump in any way? That's not even close to Donald Trump. What are we talking about? That's a scam. Trump voice text to speech. Come on. This is Trump.com. I'm going to get Bitcoin mined on my computer 100%. I don't want to download an EXE. Oh my God, I'm getting fucking... This is stupid, dude. All right, you know what? We're going to just read it. Mark Cuban, a really dumb guy who thinks he's hot stuff, but he's absolutely nothing, is out there saying, I don't surround myself with strong women. Actually, he's very wrong. I surround myself with the strongest of women with the understanding that all women are great. Whether strong or not strong. That is good. This guy is such a fool. He's constantly on television being critical, and only for the reason that I tuned him out completely while president, because I called incessantly. I told him very pointedly, look, Mark, I got a lot of things to do. I just can't be taking so many pointless calls from you. In any event, that affected him greatly because he's a very insecure guy and a major loser, always has been, always will be. Nobody likes him. Nobody respects him. He's unattractive both inside and out. He should go back to talking about the person he was forced to support because I didn't want it. Lying Kamala Harris. Also, he's got no clubhead speed. A little dig at his golf at the end. I may be surrounded by the strongest women in the world, including heads of countries who make Mark look like a baby, in quotes. All strong women and women in general should be very angry about this weak man's statement. That is a wild post 2 days before the election.